all you may need, he will provide. God will take care of you. Nothing you ask will be denied. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, over all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. As we look at Matthew chapter 8, we now come to verse number 3, words from the Word. And we notice Jesus' response to this leper who came to him with confidence, who came to him in reverence, who came humbly expecting but not demanding, who came to Jesus in confidence and in faith. Jesus' response to this leper's request. And in verse 2, we see where the leper say, if thou wilt, thou can make me whole. And in verse number 3, Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. This in itself is amazing, that Jesus will reach out with his hand and touch the unclean leper. Jews were forbidden by the Mosaic law to touch a leper. Why? Because he was unclean. In Leviticus chapter 5, verse 3, the Bible says, or if he touch the uncleanness of man, whatsoever uncleanness it be that a man shall be defiled with all, and it be hid from him. When he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty. To touch a leper, you would expose yourself to both ceremonial and physical contamination. Touching a leper would only harm the person who touched him or her, and by you touching would not help the leper. It will only harm you. I believe that leper longed for someone who was not a leper to touch him. Oh my God. Notice, Jesus could have healed the leper with a word. Only a word. Why would you say that? Of course, he did it in numerous cases. But Jesus Christ went against the rules and he touched the man. To touch him was no doubt shocking to the onlookers. They must have been withdrawing themselves from that leper getting too close to them. Yes, it is true. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, touched and would touch men and women, boys and girls, who other men, women, boys and girls would not dare to touch. The most dreadful disease in Jesus' day, a disease from which there was no cure, Jesus touched that leper. And in the eyes of men defiling himself with that touch to that man, Jesus brought him healing. The words he used when he said, be cleansed, would surely have been enough, but he took his hands and he touched the unclean leper. Think of that. When Jesus touched him and said, be cleansed, my Bible tells me, immediately the leprosy was cleansed. I could only imagine the leper as he looked upon himself and noticed a minute ago he was all raw, sores on his skin, nothing but ulcers and sores. Now looking at his skin, no sores, no ulcers, no rawness of the flesh, all clean skin, as if he never had leprosy. Not only the leper, but those that were there were amazed by what Jesus had done and what they had witnessed with their own eyes and heard with their own ears, and it happened immediately in front of their own faces. Had you ever met this Jesus who cares so much about you when no one else cares about you? I could only imagine how this leper felt. I believe that he wanted to jump up and spring on Jesus and give him a hug and thank him. Someone that was cast out of society, defied the rules, came to Jesus. It was his day for Jesus to touch him. I don't know what you are going through, but whatever you are going through, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And there's no doubt in my mind that he would love to give you a touch. But let's go on a little further in this chapter, in chapter 8. And let's look at verse number 4, where the Bible said, "And Jesus said unto him, See thou, tell no man, but go thy way, and show thyself to the priests, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them." As I look at this, I notice that he gave the leper a charge and sent him to the priest. Tell no man till you have shown yourself to the priest, and let him pronounce you clean. Go to the priest and get proof of your healing. He was warned not to publish his healing until after his visit to the priest. Had you ever wondered why he was told not to tell anyone before he went to the priest? Could it be possible, knowing how those priests behave with Christ and how they were against his teaching? If word gets out to the priest before the man gets to them, the priest will probably not verify his cleansing. There's no doubt that Jesus was not out to make trouble by letting others ignore the laws regarding leprosy and cleansing. He said, offer the gift that Moses commanded for the testimony unto them. He was to go to the priest, and the priest will check him out and do according to the law given by Moses in Leviticus chapter 14, verse 1 to 4. Watch this. "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This shall be the law of the leper in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall go forth out of the camp, and the priest shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper, then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop." Although Jesus devastated the hypocritical, unbiblical standards and practices of the scribes and the Pharisees, he did not want the people to think he was violating the requirements of God's law. He had not long declared unto them that he did not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. Go back to chapter 5, verse 17. And here's what he said. "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill." We know Jesus gave him the instruction to go straight to the priest and show himself. But what did he do? Was he fully obedient? Mark gives us a picture of the man after he was healed. In chapter 1, verse 40 to 45. "And there came a leper to him, beseeching him and kneeling down to him and saying unto him, If thou wilt, thou can make me clean." Those words sound like the leper in Matthew chapter 8. Yes, it is. "And Jesus, moved with compassion, put forth his hand and touched him and said unto him, I will, be thou clean." Sound like Matthew words, ain't true? "And as soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy departed from him, and he was cleansed. And he straightly charged them, and forthwith sent him away." Look at verse 44. "And said unto him, See thou say nothing to any man, but go thy way, and show thyself to the priests, and offer for thy cleansing those things which Moses commanded for a testimony unto thee." But now look at verse 45. "But he went out, and he began to publish it much, and to blaze abroad the manner, insomuch that Jesus could no more openly enter into the city, but was without in desert places, and they came to him from every quarter." May I say to you, leprosy is a picture of sin. As I look at what is said about leprosy in Leviticus 13, it helps me also to understand the nature of sin using leprosy as an illustration. My time is up for today. But in my next devotion, I would like to share with you some of the things that I have learned from that has been encouraging to me. And I trust that will be encouraging to you also. May God bless you, and may God keep you as you continue to serve Him. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Let's do this together for the glory of God.